This is going too far, man. Uh, so there's this account called Comic Stream, and they're big on the hashtag selling Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix, and they keep making a lot of these like AI videos where they have like one of the whether it's Zack Snyder, whether it's General Zod, any character from the Zack Snyder movies, or at least the Zack Snyder DC movies, he puts them in. And today he uploaded one of James Gunn. Now let's watch it, shall we? All right.
Well, I have to tell you that I really thought that DC fans didn't like the Snyderverse at all. But after yesterday's massive event, I am now convinced that we have to give Zack another chance to finish his visionary universe. After all, I am his greatest fan. So we will let him finish his movies on Netflix because that way they will never be on movie theaters, so they cannot compete with my new universe. And DC Comics and Warner can earn a lot of money of that partnership too. It's a win-win. Well, I have to.
Yeah, and there's that video. Now, I honestly don't care if you have like a joke, like you make a joke being like, "Oh, James Gunn says he wants to sell the Snyder." Like, I don't mind the joke. The issue with what I have with this video is that the voice sounds exactly like Gunn, and this could be to some extent. Like, I don't know how this is even legal. Like, I don't know how much, because what you're essentially doing is you're getting a guy, you're pretending to be the guy, right? And any one of us, us intelligent people, we know that this is obviously not James Gunn. Actually, not even just intelligent, just basic people who are very familiar with the internet, knows the technology. But there are probably going to be some people who hear this and probably think it's actually Gunn. That's why it's so dangerous. Like, the voice, like when I heard it, it sounded exactly like Gunn. It sounded, and he does a lot of these. We'll even play the Zack Snyder one.
Guys, you can't imagine how grateful I am for
This one sounds a less like Zack Snyder, but the Gun one sounds perfect, man. Like, god dang. But
all your support. Believe me when I say that I would love to continue the story of our version of the Justice League.
it kind of sounds like somebody's trying to imitate Zack Snyder. It doesn't actually sound like Zack Snyder.
Of Man of Steel 2, the Batfleck movie, and so many other great movies. We just need to convince Warner and DC Comics to let us continue the Snyderverse on Netflix, who, by the way, is very on board, and they would love to help us out. So retweet this post quoting our hashtags, and let's make this a reality. Let's restore the Snyderverse.
One thing I find weird is, I mean, obviously I know it's AI as all that, but like seeing like the shoulders and the rest of your body not move while your neck and head moves like this, it's like it's so weird. Like, imagine just being like this stiff and you're like, "Hey everybody, this is how I normally talk. Hi." It's like, no, it looks weird. But my issue with this video, with the videos, is it's honestly really weird. Like, I don't mean to be that guy. Comic Stream, his bio says AI artist parody account. Well, you can't just go around with the parody, because this could honestly lead to some legal issues. And you know what? I think it should, because I think right now, with the way technology is advancing, the way AI is being more easily accessible, I think one of the dangers right now is that nowadays you could do this to anyone. The fact that this guy with 700 Twitter followers was able to do this is actually insane. Like, it actually kind of scares me, because you do wonder what's going to happen in the future. And I think there should be some laws and regulations that prevent this kind of stuff. Because what I don't want to happen is, in the future, one of us, you, me, somebody just edits out our audio and makes us say whatever, right? Or like makes it look like we are saying something like evil and horrendous when you didn't. Because that is very dangerous. And this is very dangerous technology. Now, the thing that's obvious is Comic Stream is doing this because it's what gets views. I mean, look, 600 quote tweets, 200 likes, 250,000 views. Look, I've said this before, and I'll say it again about the hashtag. As a big Zack Snyder fan, I'm fine with the hashtag's existence. I'm fine with people wanting to sell it to Netflix. But the reality is, it's nearly impossible. It is, and I've already gone in depth on why I think it's so unlikely. But I'll always say this: 1% chance, 99% faith. Everyone gets mad when I say that, but hey, anything's possible. But I will say it's quite literally almost impossible. And I think one of the issues with the fandom right now is too many people in the fandom have these false leaders, right? And I have no problem calling out these leaders, these so-called Snyder leaders, right? And what's happened is there's almost like manipulation. You're so in your head about wanting to restore it that you don't think about things logically. And I'll also say this: a lot of the people who criticize Zack Snyder, a lot of the people who criticize the Snyder fandom, a lot of them are also very mentally deranged. I always see, and I'm not even gonna say names, but you guys know who damn well who you are. I go on Twitter and quite literally every day I see the same people tweeting, "The Zack Snyder fandom's toxic. Oh my God, they're, it's never gonna happen." It's like, then why do you talk about it all the time, man? It's like you call these people terminal on, and this is what I said. The people who tell you to touch grass on the internet are usually the people who are most terminally online. Yesterday I had somebody tell me that I needed to touch grass, and this is the same person that is always on the internet. It's like at some point it's like it gets a little frustrating, right? And I'm not, I don't want to be rude, but this guy, now I get it. This guy's an AR artist. This is probably his hobby. It's kind of like me with YouTube. YouTube is not a job for me, but it's a hobby and I love doing it. I have a lot of fun just turning on my camera, turning on my computer, getting the mic ready and just talking movies and talking about whatever on YouTube. It's fun. It's entertaining. This is something I like to do on the side. I always get asked, how do you have the time to do this? Well, because I make the time, right? Because when I get home, when I stop doing everything I've needed to do for the day, I get home, I talk about stuff because it's my fun. It's kind of like playing video games. It's kind of like working out. It's a hobby. It's a thing that you love to do, right? And I feel like this guy right here, that's what he's doing. And I don't think he has any ill intent. I don't think he genuinely wants to defame. What I think it is, it's probably some guy who is really good at AI and noticed, hey, this is how it can get popular on the internet, because right now we're living in a time where people want to be famous. That's always been a thing, but like because of the internet, it's almost more accessible. The fact that some random kid who lives in an apartment can all of a sudden now become famous if they do something dumb. Like I said, you either have to be very controversial or you have to be very stupid. Right. And right here, these kinds of videos, they're so controversial, but they get the clicks, they get the people engaging with the content. Right. When I say all publicity is good publicity, this is exactly what I mean. You just gotta be like this, right? And look at some of the most popular YouTubers. How much controversy do you always hear those people in? It's like, this is probably what this guy's doing. But this is scary to think about, not because of now, but because of the future. Like, how much longer are we gonna let AI just take over? The fact that you can't tell me it doesn't sound like Gunn.
Tell you that I really thought that DC fans didn't like the Snyderverse at all. But after yesterday's massive,
like, that sounds like James Gunn. That's the scary part. Like, it left me more concerned than anything. Like I'm not much into technology. I don't know much about AI, but just seeing this is fucking creepy. Like, I was able to, with the fictional characters like General Zod, Nightmare Batman, Flash, Cyborg, I was fine with those because those everyone knows are fictional characters, and obviously it was just a little fun joke. But now to have James Gunn like this, have his voice accurate and everything, that is what's scary. Don't get me wrong. Big ups to Comic Stream. The way he was able to create this to create this and be able to actually make it look and sound like James Gunn. That's great. That's cool on him. But like in general, it's just creepy to think about how much more do we have to fear before this kind of technology goes too far? Like, what is this, Ultron? Like, I don't know. I'm very concerned about it. I do know yesterday that the hashtags sell Zack Snyder Justice League, and there was another one, I forgot what it was called, sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Both of them are trending. I decided not to tweet it out. Just because my issue with it is that it gets people's hopes up too high. Do I want that to happen? Yeah, but I also know that it's just so unlikely that I just don't see it. Not that I don't want to see it, but that I just don't see it being possible. And there's too many false leaders in the fandom. That's why I've stopped promoting any hashtag whatsoever. Yeah, I'm a Snyder fan, but I don't need to prove to anyone I am a Snyder fan, right? But the hashtag was trending. I thought it was cool. I don't really take Twitter trendings all that serious unless it's like some big news. Like, um, for the most part, I just don't care about Twitter trending because Twitter is in the real world. You know, uh, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't know, man. It's just a little. This is sus, man. This is weird. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Anyways, you guys let me know in the comment sections down below. What do you think? Do you think this is creepy? Do you think this is cool? Whatever it is, let us know in the comment section down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one. And also, before I say this, I I see a lot of people saying that James Gunn should sue this guy. I don't think James Gunn would do that because I think James Gunn doesn't want to cause, because you have to realize that going under DC. Oh, sorry, my PlayStation did something, but when going into DC, you're dealing with such hostile fans that it's almost impossible to even get all of them on board, right? Even if you restore the Snyderverse, you still have another group of fans that don't want that. No matter what happens, like James Gunn was basically fucked, right? That's why I'm all in support for James Gunn, because to me it's just like he's in a tough position. It's like two rocks. No matter what happens, they're gonna squash his head, right? But I don't think he'll sue because I don't think he wants to risk damaging or going into arguments with DC fans, because you know what'll happen. If James Gunn sues this guy, you're going to see a lot of the typical Gunn haters being like, oh, James Gunn sues his own fans. Oh my God, James Gunn hates his fans. It's like, I don't think Gunn will do that based on reputation, but it is kind of scary because, you know, this can't be the norm. This can't be. But anyways, those are it. Sorry if I went on a little too long. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.
Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it? That thing you do. Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Cinderella, yeah. I think I'll find your glass slipper.